All right, Shalom. I'd like to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, underneath the standard and banner of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, now I'm just coming to read this article and another article. And this is definitely the end of Edom's rule, okay? And it's many various ways that you can tell this is the end of a kingdom, like in Rome with the denarius, okay, being devalued. So is the American dollar, okay, the FRN. And the way that it's falling, all right, it's just going to be an economic crash, okay? And it says inflation surges near to a 40-year high. Wages are keep it up, right? And this is another thing too with this. People aren't afraid not to work anymore. That's how you know that there's definitely nothing to work for in Babylon the Great, because these people have given up on the so-called American dream because they found out that they were being they're being duped, okay, by the Federal Reserve. All right. And what brought that on was the stimulus that they was handing out during this beginning of this situation, okay? It says, according to new data released Friday by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, price inflation in November rose to the highest level record in nearly 40 years, according to the Consumer Price Index. For November, year-over-year price inflation rose to 6.8%. It hasn't been that high since June 1982. And back in the 80s, you know, the price of fast food was cheap. Sneakers cost you about anywhere between $55 and $75. It just was a lower cost of living, so to speak, okay? It says when the growth rate was at 7.2%, okay? All right. But it said it hasn't been that high since June 1982, okay? When the growth rate was at 7.2%. November increase was up from October's year-over-year increase of 6.2, and it was well up from November 2020's year-over-year increase of 1.3. Okay. The surge in price inflation comes only a week after Fed Chairman Jerome Powell backtracked on earlier comments dismissing the threat of price inflation. It suggested previous attempts to define recent inflation as transitory, right? But they want to get rid of that word transitory. It said it wasn't quite accurate, declaring last week that it was a good time to retire the word. See, Powell continued his pivot to addressing the danger of inflation becoming entrenched. It's unclear to what degree inflation might already be entrenched, but year-over-year growth in the CPI has been over 5% for the past 6 months and on a clear upward trajectory. All right, so it's not stopping. Inflation is going to rise. At the same time, inflation is taking a bite out of workers' purchasing power. November's numbers on average hourly earnings suggest that inflation is erasing the gains made in workers, right? Nobody wants to work, all right? Earnings during November 20 and 21 average hourly earnings increased 4.8% year over year, but with inflation at 6.9%, earnings clearly aren't keeping up. All right, and that's all I'm going to read from that article. All right, and Salaki brothers. So you see what's going on here. It's the end of the American dollar in more than one way. Okay, and this is another article, real quick. Said the horrifying inflation crisis that you were warned about is here. All right. It said all of a sudden inflation is one of the hottest political issues in America. Most people seem surprised that inflation has gotten so wildly out of control. But the truth is that this should not be a surprise to any of us. We have been warned for years that this was coming. Whenever our corrupt politicians in Washington authorized trillions more in spending that we couldn't afford, we were warned that this would eventually cause extreme, painful inflation. Okay? But it didn't happen immediately, and so most Americans didn't take the warning seriously. And as the experts at the Federal Reserve kept pumping trillions of fresh dollars into our financial system, we were warned that there would eventually be severe consequences. But those consequences did not arrive immediately, and so most Americans didn't take the warning serious. But now a day of reckoning has arrived, and conditions are only going to get worse from this point forward. All right, need we say more on these articles? Spot on, okay? So we get a couple of precepts, Salaki. All right, this is Ezekiel 7 and 19, Salaki brothers. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay? And greed was their main thing, man. Okay? Purchasing power. All right? America is the most consuming nation in the world. If you want it, get it. Buy it. Okay? And that greed is what's crumbling the society through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. As you can see what the article said, the trillions of dollars pumped into the Federal Reserve notes, backed by nothing, has now come back to bite all of America, or Babylon the Great, in her ass. Okay? This place is no longer going to be the consuming nation that it was, especially with these man-made shortages happening. And you can see it going down all over. Okay? And without that money for defense, this place is wide open. All right? So this place is no more going to be called tender and delicate anymore because of the violence that's getting ready to ensue. Like it said in the prior article before I read the last one, it says that the wages aren't keeping up with the standards of living in this society. So expect to see a lot more homelessness. Expect to see a lot more of hunger. Okay, a lot more robberies of any sort. Okay, pillaging, so on and so forth, man. These are the evil days, man. And Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is not going to be playing any more games with anybody. It's just, this is how the cookie's going to crumble, and that's that. And when the cookie crumble, ain't nobody going to have a glass of milk to go with it. All right? So I just wanted to bring that out real swift and quick. You know, it's more scriptures that I could bring out, you know, but that was just, you know, the crust of the situation, and we know why it's happening. All right, the man of the Lord knows why it's happening. because it's the downfall of Rome 2.0, okay? And it's going out in the same fashion that the first head was wounded as, okay? But this time it will never revise itself again, so to speak, after those thermonuclear missiles come over the horizon, man, to take this place out. And as it was explained in a video that I watched a while back, you know, it's like you're sitting at the gambling table with all these nations, and they got chips on the board, but America don't have any more chips to put on the table. So what they ask you to do is get up from the table and go elsewhere, okay? And America owes a lot of debt. Let's get that real quick. Shalaki. All right, this is Habakkuk 2. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Okay? And that's what we're doing. We're standing on the tower, and we're complaining continuously. All right? To the nobleman, to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And that's what we're doing. And it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that's a sure sign that this place is close to destruction. All right, the ultimate destruction at that. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right. And that's the Israelites. The Israelites are going to live by faith. But the one whose soul is not upright in him, well, he's getting ready to perish. And that's the so-called white man in these other nations, okay? Through his handiwork, all right? That's why he's being put out, like the scriptures say, all right? The light in his tabernacle is being dashed, all right? It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. All right, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right, and that's why these nations are going to be mad, because the setup that they got going, all right, is from his what you call his philosophy, his doctrine, his how could I say it, democracy, and the way that he rules. Okay, everybody wanted to be a part of that. All right, and that's how he swallowed up many peoples. Okay, and gathered up many nations, because, hey, don't you want to be like America? Yeah, you should set up your money system like this. Yeah, deal in these notes right here. That's how you do it. Even though other countries might have their own denomination of currency, all right? But it's still set up in the way or manner that America deals with money, all right? It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right? And that's basically what you have seen, right? You have seen the so-called white man, and this is who Habakkuk is talking about, right? Put himself in so much debt. Now the system is collapsing, right? And this is this is what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. Verse 7, shall there not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and they shall be for booties unto them. All right? Suddenly your debtors will take action. See? They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. And that's what's getting ready to happen to Babylon the Great, man. Okay? China, these other nations that are invested with Babylon the Great, they're going to be running all over like a crackhead trying to, fish for a little bit of dollars here and there, doing the electric boogaloo on people's doorsteps, like dancing for $5. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to happen, man. These people about to turn their backs on them, and just take what America owes them, and that's going to be it. It's going to be lights out for this place. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Okay? So that's what's coming to America, man. Yeah, Habakkuk, he was speaking dead on. It says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay? It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. And that's, in a nutshell, this is America, man. This is what they did. They think because they lived in the land of the free, the brave, and all that bullshit, that they couldn't get touched. But, we know otherwise. All right? We know the plan that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua got for this place. And he's going to attack the unwalled city, man. Thus said the scriptures. So get ready, man. This is it, man. This is going to be the beginning of their end. Okay? Esau is the end, Jacob is the beginning. All right? So with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the sincere elect, hopeful elect. All right? Shalom, Abba, and Kwam Yasharala.